Greetings, Star Wars fans and YouTubers. I'm back. My next review is probably going to be of the most sought-after figure of all of 2011. He is VC28, Return of the Jedi, Wedge Antilles. I think what made this figure so popular is not the fact that he's Wedge Antilles, but he's Wedge Antilles on an original Kenner-style cardback, which has never been done before. Hasbro has done this figure before, but not like this. Here he is on back. There's actually 3 variations to this cardback. I have the latest one. I'm sure collectability is going to be rated on what cardback you have and how rare that cardback is. Here's some other figures in the wave. Both of these I got from 2 fans of mine. This particular unpunched one is from Collector 1970. He's become a good friend of mine on YouTube. Another one is Monsville 1986. He's a good fan of mine who lives in the United Kingdom, originally from Ireland. Again, I can't thank you guys enough for this. But yeah, I probably never would have found these figures in stores otherwise. They've been pretty hard to get online as well. They have been in the States up to $50 a figure in 2011, although the re-release of this figure has brought the price down significantly. So, and he has come with a couple waves in 2012, making him more accessible to regular collectors. I've got the I've got the open version of him right here. It's somewhat sad about this figure. There was such a wait for this figure, but he's actually just a redo of 2006 Saga Luke Skywalker, the Vintage Saga collection. I've actually got that figure unpunched right here. This is one that used to come with star cases. Here's Luke, and I've got an open one as well. I got with the Legacy collection. They had him in Saga Legends. But here's Luke on original style cardback, and here he is on back. What's funny, if you watch old Kenner commercials, I know we're all used to Hasbro now having, you know, a lot of different pilots, but you actually had to use Luke for every pilot out there. Notice the coal black eyes and the bland looking face. Doesn't look like Luke at all, but you just had to use your imagination, pretend these were all the figures. But anyway, I've got Luke right here along with Wedge, and they are unfortunately the same body. So if you have that Luke, you'll be familiar with this figure. Anyway, I will take off his helmet here. His helmet is pretty movie accurate. It looks like an exact redo of the Legacy Collection Wedge they had in as a Target exclusive with the fighter in, I think, 2009. Here's the helmet. Here's the figure itself. This is not the first time they've come out with Wedge. I have a list of different times they've come out with him in the past. Let me read this off to you. Right, the first time he came out was the Power of the Force 2. It was in a special Falcon carrying case. You could only get Wedge with that. Of course, he looked like he was on steroids. It was Power of the Force 2. Next time, he was with something called the Rebel Pilots, and it was a redone figure. It was also Power of the Force 2. I don't have much information on that, really. I couldn't find it. I did find a reference to it, though, at Rebel Scum. The next time I have it, it was from the original Trilogy collection. I've got that figure right here. I've got him unopened. Now, this Wedge is slightly taller. I know they've changed the height of the figures over time, trying to make them look better, but this is what he looked like in 2004 with the OTC collection. Here's a write-up about him on back if you want to freeze and read that, and a picture of him. Then, of course, in the Legacy collection, I've got it right here. I've got the fighter. He came with as a Target exclusive with the fighter. This is a pretty sought-after collectible now as well, and these figures are very similar. At first I thought they were the same figure. They are very close, but they're not the same figure. Take a good look at this one. This is the Vintage Collection one. This is the Legacy Collection. There's some minor detail on the control panels on the chest, and of course the face is slightly different. They're very similar, but this one is not a repaint. The helmets are the same too. They're exactly the same. Anyway, this is the latest version of Wedge. It looks like it's the 5th time they came out with this figure. And if a lot of you don't know, he has been in all 3 movies, but there's a hardcore following of Wedge Antilles throughout the 1990s and early 2000s with a lot of video games. He was with the Rouge Squadron video games, as well as a bunch of novels based off those video games by Michael A. Stockpole. He's basically the hero of Rogue Squadron, some two and a half years after the Battle of Endor, and he leads Rogue Squadron against different factions of the Empire. And I know that book series has a cult following. Gold Leader 1, who used to do reviews, was a hardcore Rogue Squadron fan. Unfortunately, he's off of YouTube now. But I know he probably got this figure and he appreciated it. I know he was a big fan of the books and the video games as well. And we miss you if you're watching my review, Gold Leader 1. in New England. We do miss you on YouTube, by the way. I'll just let you know. I'll read us his articulation to you. He's got a ball-jointed neck, ball-hinged shoulders, ball-hinged elbows, swivel forearms, a ball-jointed torso and swivel hips, ball-hinged knees and ankles. His blaster is a Blastech DL44 heavy blaster pistol, and he does come with, of course, the removable helmet. Those are his 2 items. Anyway, if you got this Wedge in the store in 2011, I hear he was much easier to get in the UK and Europe. I've heard different people say that the hard figure to get over there was the Gamorrean Guard of that time. But if you have Wedge, you just found him on the shelf, consider yourself lucky. Consider yourself lucky if you have one of the rarer card backs. Anyway, this is definitely a collector. This is definitely a collector series. Wedge Antilles on original style card back. He has a hardcore following, as I said, he always has. He's an unsung hero of the Rebellion, and he definitely deserved a Kenner style card back. This figure at least gets a 9 overall. I wish they could have done more than just pop his head on the older Luke, but that's what they gave us. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this review. This is Supreme signing out, and as always, thank you for tuning in.